Hi, everybody. Crazy Chris here. Totally unannounced. That's my favorite thing to do because I don't have to worry about anybody really watching, and that just doesn't make me nearly as nervous. Have a great surprise visit today from one of our consultants from the DC area. Mandy Park, what's up? Yes, so in Washington, what time is it there? Is it almost noon there?
Yep, just about noon. We're an hour ahead.
Right? Look, little bubbles to celebrate that she's here all the way. She's going to the warehouse today to pick up some wine, which is pretty exciting. Oh, somebody's on. That's scary. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, more people were on. Hi, everybody. Just a surprise live. We had our director's call yesterday with some updates and stuff that we have every 2 weeks as a team for our leaders call. And just wanted to go over just a few kind of a quick updates for everybody. And then while Mandy was here, it's just so great. To me, it's so much, it's more of a better learning experience. You can absorb more and learn more when, hey, Katie, when you hear from other consultants that are out there doing a great job and are away from this epicenter. We are in Texas, we're that kind of epicenter. So we have a different type of opportunity to go pick up our wine in person, to have a little more. We have Scout schools that are close to us. So I think it's great to hear from somebody who's doing it out there on the road. I'm kidding. Doing it cold turkey. So appreciate for everyone who's joining. So just some quick numbers in June that we went over on the director's call. I posted the little spreadsheet of all the wines, of course, that are coming. Sarah did that for us just so we know what's coming in. And so just so you know, for June is actually considered to be one of the slowest months in the wine world. We still had 0.8% growth, so that's pretty fantastic. So in May, we did right under 1.3 million. In June, we did 1.3 million. And so we had over 7,030 orders put in for the month of June. And then just to kind of give you some really good data, I think it's important to look at, especially in direct sales, is what were the percentages and what were the numbers of orders that were from consultants and that were from customers. And for consultants, we had about 1,700 orders, which made up about 285K. And for customers, we had 5,300 orders, which was about 866K in revenue. So that is huge. That tells us as a company that we are really customer focused and customer centric. And I know a lot of times with direct sales companies, they will require consultants to have a certain amount. And sometimes those numbers are a little skewed. A lot of times it's basically the consultants that are keeping the company afloat. And ours are our customers who really like wine. So woo! Just a little quick update for everybody, but I wanted to give Mandy, we'll do another cheers just because I'm sipping slowly. You're gonna have to chug because I can't.
Yeah, you need to
just smell
there. I had a friend who used to just smell dessert, and I thought that was genius, but bizarre because I just eat all the dessert.
I tried it from that movie, A Devil Wears Prada, you know, where she's like, oh, you know, when I feel like I'm about to faint, I like eat a cube of cheese. I tried that. It was like, I was like a chipmunk. I was like, that doesn't work for me. I eat the cheese.
Yeah.
So Mandy, tell me a little bit about you and where you're from and your team and, you know.
Oh my goodness.
About you.
So I'm from here. Like I grew up in Garland and I've lived in Virginia for about 10 and a half years, actually. So we're in Stafford, which is right outside Quantico, just a little bit. We're smack in the middle of DC and Richmond, just right in between there and that 95 corridor with the joyous traffic.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and actually, if for anybody who doesn't know, Courtney Reed is my sister-in-law. So,
Courtney. Shout out to Courtney.
I know. I love her. She's on vacation right now. So, having fun with her family. And yeah, she's actually the one who got me into this whole deal. And so I'm really thankful to her because it's been super awesome. And, you know, a different experience, I guess, than anything I've ever done before, for sure. Virginia in the house. Nice. Hi, Jackie.
Hey, Jackie.
Yeah. And so it's been kind of crazy and a whirlwind for sure. But, you know, just trying to kind of build and run a team and learn all sorts of new different roles and everything. And so when we were talking about this, then you were like, you could talk about, because I said, I'm not really the authority on, you know, anything. So I don't know what I'm going to say, but, you know, Chris was like, well, you can talk about running a team outside the epicenter. And it definitely,
yes.
You know, I don't ever want to use that as an excuse of, you know, not being in Texas and not blowing up. But I do just want to kind of encourage people because we all build at our own pace for sure. And so, you know, I am super, super excited, not like trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I got associate director last month. So super, super excited for that.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Because when did you join?
Really
when
proud.
did you come on board?
Into September.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I don't know what that's been like 9 months.
Right.
I
and
think.
Again, building it your own, and it is.
Yeah. I mean, and you know, some people are just rocket ships, which is amazing and super exciting. And I try to do my best to like be a sponge, you know, and learn, whether I'm learning about the wine or the business model, or just listening to, you know, to you or to Court or Victoria or Sarah Key and Terry, you know, we have some fabulous and amazing leaders that I always like to hear from and pick up tips from. And so I just kind of try to remember all those things and put them all together and, you know, adjust and be introspective in the slower months and see, you know, how can I do things differently and better. And, you know, was fortunate to be able to start kind of building a team, and it's grown a lot, which is really fun. And so, yeah, it's really exciting.
And it's fun. And you know, and again, people go at their own pace. That's the one thing nice about direct sales, and you can't, and don't ever discount anybody. I think that's one thing I always say, you know, have people who they're like, oh, they're just not doing anything. I'm like, sometimes it's not the time. You have to give people go at different paces. I've had, you know, somebody, and she always ends up ratting herself out, but Autumn, she came on from the very beginning and had other things and priorities, other things in her life going, other things in her full-time job and with her family and her kids in school. And she was slowly just absorbing. And now she's at this bubble and she's just like a rocket ship, and everything is coming into place for her, not only with this, but with her other business and things. And it's just kind of marrying together. And I think that that's beautiful. And so some people who, Autumn, see, you said, Autumn, it's beautiful. Oh, it was slow and steady wins the race. Slow and steady wins the race.
We're like the little engine that could.
Yes. And so, you know, I think that's the most amazing thing. So when you see somebody who just rocket ships to the top, there are those that do amazing and they can maintain. But then sometimes it's really hard. Those that rocket ship to the top, they get up there and they're like, oh, okay, now how do I maintain, right? And so sometimes rockets, you know, and so you have to, it's hard. So don't ever compare yourself to anybody. Just, again, people have their own pace. And so just do you, just be you. And you know, my face, I'm going to do me and go back so I look skinnier than you. Oh, look, now I look skinny. Sorry.
No, you're tiny. She's tiny. She's tiny in real life.
Well, you know, my 2 weeks back camp in the hospital. So
Jackie, I see your questions. Are your team members people you already knew or people you met sharing Scout Cellar? So a little bit of both. Honestly, a lot of them I would say are probably people that I already knew, but my goal was they weren't all people that I knew well. I will say that. You know, some of them are people that I had known just in passing or from, I live in a small town. And so, you know, like we'd seen each other's faces and things like that. And then one of my consultants came to a tasting and we started chatting more after that. And then she signed up and she's, you know, a pivotal member of my team. Like everybody has something to contribute, you know, and that's what I love about my team. And I would be kind of my best advice. And I've been trying to learn each new role as I get into it, you know, because there are definitely different responsibilities and aspects of everything, you know, consultant versus leading a team and all that kind of stuff. But just care about your people, you know, and keep in touch with them. It doesn't have to be every day, but like when you genuinely care about people and just kind of trying to keep up with them and be available and be a resource for them and, you know, see how they're doing and how you can be there to help them and not just focus on your own success, but kind of have everybody's well-being in mind, then it really creates like a true team environment.
Care about your peace. Love that. That's true. Be you. Just being genuine and
I was thinking about this last night because I was so nervous and I was like, what the heck am I going to say that anybody would want to hear? But I thought, you know, don't stop being who you were before you started this and totally fire hose people to where I just never wanted to be where somebody would see a message pop up or a text or my number on their phone and be like,
it's Mandy.
No, I don't want any wine.
It's wine, Mandy.
Yeah, but just, you know, people love you for you. And like, that's why we have all of our groups and our close friends. And so I think like you said, I asked you about recruiting a while back and you're like, just show up to things, volunteer, keep showing up for your friends, like basically just keep doing what you're doing.
Right.
And then people, I think it naturally is just attractive when they see how much you love it and be proud of what we're doing. Like, it's awesome. We're making a difference for a lot of people and helping a lot of people. So that's really exciting. Where did you find the most success in recruiting? Tastings, vendor events, social media. So I think probably tastings, just because I feel like those are, for me anyway, those are more intimate. But I do have a girl on my team who does vendor events, and she's been in other direct sales companies. So she is really, really strong in networking. And that's another thing. If you can kind of identify your own strengths and identify the strengths of your team members and see what everybody can contribute. Like for Courtney and I, and admin stuff is not a strength of hers. However, she is a rock star salesperson. And so I, try to really be a sponge and listen when she says, and talks about things that she does and just how she phrases things. So anyway,
she backed her mini app. They end up at school. So I think that's a little Courtney's a go-getter. She's a whole nother level.
Yep. But so anyway, this one girl, her strength definitely lies in networking, and she's just really good at that. So she has had a lot of success at vendor events, and different little pop-ups here and there. And she's probably added 3 or 4 people that way. So, which is awesome. Irene, I guess I should name you because you're awesome. Irene Sheehan.
Shout out, Irene.
Hi, Ashley. I know Ashley's in Virginia too, but she's south of me, down in Virginia.
Oh, very
Beach.
cool.
So,
love it.
So anyway, that's just, I don't know. There's lots of
great.
So and I think that'd be my best advice. Be a sponge, care about your people, always keep learning, and don't quit on the discouraging days.
Yes.
Don't let it get you that down. Like, just think long term.
I love
think
you.
big picture.
I love that. I love that.
At least that's what's worked for me.
Yes.
Dadgummit, there are discouraging days. A couple months ago, I missed executive manager by $70 because I did some bad calculations. And it cost me some money, and it cost, I know Mel is in Woodbridge. That's just about 20 minutes north of me. But that cost some other people some money too. And, that was rough.
Right.
So, but
there's always next month.
Yes,
there's always next month. And this whole trip, this whole journey is just, it's new and exciting. And you're right. There's always the next month. And I know that's hard. And, as we start the next incentives coming up too, I think, will help. We'll have a little more time, a little more space.
Exciting.
There'll be a little more, planned out. So I think it'll be exciting. It'll give us some goals. I know a lot of that's going to start coming out when we go to the Scout Summit that's coming up at the end of July. So I think a lot of those things are going to be rolling out. Oh my gosh, Mandy, you're amazing. Look at you on the spot on the fly. So glad you came.
I had notes on my phone at midnight last night. That's what happened.
Hey, cramming's the best way, I will say. Any questions?
Karen.
Hey, Karen.
I'm going to meet everybody one of these days.
Right? I know. Everyone needs
a pacing partner. That's a good idea.
Liner, that's my biggest, that is huge, Ashley. I like that. You're right. Somebody to pace. I love that.
1 to 3 year plan. And you know what else? Be brave and take risks, because I'm not like naturally a big time extrovert, but I keep telling myself, and Carrie, we just sort of talked about this yesterday, the worst people can do is say no.
Yeah.
Like, they're not going to hit you.
No. Especially if
they're probably not going to make
We've
fun
been
of you.
through a lot more. Yeah. We can handle anything.
Exactly.
As moms,
all they can do is say no.
Yes, exactly. I love it. Oh, well, thank you again for coming, Mandy. I appreciate it. Awesome to have you and meet you. Thanks, everybody, for this quick impromptu. Of course, it'll be saved. You can always catch the rerun later. Have a great week, everybody, and happy 4th of July tomorrow.
Happy 4th.
Bye.